Today, I'm going to be showing you the best way to complete the Lunar Dunes journal entry inside of Roblox Dig. So how this is going to work is I'm going to give you a recommended loadout for each rarity. For junk rarity, you should be using the magnet shovel. For your charms, you should be using the imp horns, the ice picks, and the cauldron hat. For the common rarity, you should be using the solstice shovel with the basic magnet, and the charms are going to be the same thing. For the unusual rarity, you can use the same thing, but myself, I use the starfire shovel. You can use the green magnets, and then the same 3 charms. For the scarce rarity, you're going to use the starfire shovel, the fortuned magnet, and for the charms, you're going to use the cauldron hat, the imp horns, and the solstice bell. For legendary, the starfire shovel, the legendary magnet is recommended, and the same 3 charms is the last. For mythics, use the starfire shovel, then you can use the magic magnet, and then for charms, use the same as the last 2. For divines, it's going to be the starfire shovel mixed with the crimson steel magnet, and also the same last 3 charms. Prismatic is also going to be the starfire shovel mixed with the same 3 charms. Now that the loadouts are out of the way, we're going to be using those loadouts for each of those rarities, and now let's go ahead and get into the best locations for every single item. This is going to be one of the easier journal entries to complete inside of the latest update. So starting off with the 2 junk items, we have the airball and cheese. Both of these can be found anywhere, just using the magnet shovel, obviously. And then moving on to the common items, there's only going to be one for this zone called the ice cream sandwich, which can also just be found anywhere in the lunar area. Moving on to the unusual items, there's actually abundances for both of these, starting with the dig flag. If you go behind the rocket ship, you're going to notice the abundance at the back here. And then for the astronaut helmet, if you go up the hill heading towards the green biome, you can see just on the edge the astronaut helmet here. Moving on to the scarce item, there's only one for this area, and it's super common. You're going to find this basically anywhere. I would recommend just digging inside the satellite abundance. Moving on to the legendary items, there are 2 and also abundances for both. The model rocket ship can be found next to the rocket. At the very start, you can see the abundance here. And then for the crewmate, it has an abundance that is huge over beside of the crescent shovel area. Moving on to the mythical items, there's only one, and it's the easiest mythical in the entire game to get. It's going to be at the main lunar base area. You can see the giant abundance here, and like I said, it's super easy to get this one. Moving on to the divine items, there is only one for this area as well, the moon monster, which is a Terraria reference, and this is a little harder to get, but I would recommend just digging in the satellite abundance area to get it as well, because that's where I personally found a lot. And then moving on to the prismatics, we have the Andromeda hammer. This can be found anywhere inside of Lunar Dunes. I would recommend also just digging in the satellite abundance though. That's where I personally got mine. And then finally, we have the 2 boss items, which if you don't know how to get, you just kill the void worm. 100% chance to get the void sights, and then a 40% chance to get the void worm, which if you don't know how to spawn it, you just need the heart of the void boss tool item inside the crafting bench, which requires all of these to craft. If you need help spawning the boss in, finding a group of people to fight it with, stuff like that, you can make sure to join my Discord, which is the first link in the description. And yeah, that will complete the Lunar Dunes journal for you, and it will give you the crescent shovel skin, which this does look pretty cool, so it's worth it. If you need help with any of the other journal guides, make sure to check the playlist linked in the description or in the top right hand corner of the screen now. I'm constantly always updating it with all the new journal guides, so make sure you check it out. If you are new around here, make sure to drop a sub with notifications on and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed.